Love and light family, happy Friday. So, today I want to talk about triggers and flashback memories and how we can manage them. I know for me, as a sexual trauma survivor, has been something that I struggle with to manage for a very long time, or I didn't even know what it was when those memories would re-linger themselves. So, just to repeat, trigger is simple a reminder of the trauma that brings on very emotional feelings such as being anxious. It can be overwhelming. It's a very stressful thing that happen when when trigger comes up, and it can also lead to flashback memories of the trauma where the person is reliving the traumatic event. So what is trigger? What does all of this even mean? So pretty much a trigger can be anything within your environment. It could be people, it could be places, it could be things, it could be smell, because trauma is stored in your five senses. It could be something that you see, something that you smell, something that you taste, something that you feel, something like touching. So the trigger can be anything. So when it comes on to flashback memories, like memories is stored in your hippocampus, and it can look like a simple, again, something in your environment trigger that memory, and it's like you're reliving the event all over again. So I just want to talk about the specific of what it looked like in real time, because I didn't know what was happening to me until it really happened to me in real time, and I said, let me tell everyone how it looks like in real time. So this is the picture. This is me, little old me. I think I was probably 4 or 5 in this picture. And one thing about these flashbacks, it can happen at any time. And I've seen this picture several times and nothing happened. And all of a sudden this week, I think around probably Wednesday or Tuesday, I saw this picture and I looked at this little girl, which is me, and it's like I had a flashback of me, that my younger self being on the bed and being helpless and powerless, and in fear when I was sexually abused. And immediately that this trigger those memories, and I started to feel very overwhelmed. My heart, was beating fast, and then I started to cry. And in that moment, I had to remind myself that I am safe. And I said to myself, this is a flashback. This is not real. It's like I was going back in time, and it's like, this is not real. It's a flashback. I remind myself I'm having a visual flashback and it's not real. I'm going back in time. And then I said to myself, because I was at home, luckily, I was at home, and I look in the mirror, and I reminded my inner child that you were so brave. You're safe. We are safe. I am safe. You know what I mean? Because people that experience trauma, sometimes we talk in a third person, and I had to remind myself that I am safe. This is not real. This is a flashback. And I cried, but I was able to soothe myself and comfort myself with affirmations that I was safe, and that this is a flashback, and that it was not real. And for many of us survivors of any type of trauma, it's real. These flashback memories does appear real, but they are not real. So I did find this, I did find some information around, some things that can help us all to thrive through these memories. And my phone died. So as simple as I would say, know what your triggers are, know start writing them down about some of the things that makes your heart start beating fast, some of the things that you resist, because anytime you're resisting something and you're suppressing something, that's normally a reaction towards some type of trauma or something that makes you feel uncomfortable. So I had to learn what my triggers were, and I'm still learning. I got a long way to go, but I'm still learning. And I know some my triggers is touch. If someone touched me out of nowhere, that's a trigger of mine. Another trigger is, I would say, words. If the words are similar to my traumatic event around, someone said that there was also sexually, I would say, assaulted, that may trigger me to have a reaction. And I know it's words, I know it's touch, and it can be some things in the environment. I know when I hear other people tell their story, or when other people is being victimized, that's also a trigger of mine. So first, what I would say, since I can't get the information for a hat because I want to look structured, but I just got to be real. Start writing down your triggers. Stop paying attention to your internal dialogue and what's making you feel uncomfortable or resist when your heart starts beating faster. Start paying attention to your inner self. And that's one of the biggest things I had to learn. Start paying attention to what's happening inside of me when I hear certain words, when I'm around certain people. I know also men were a trigger for me, just being around any man. Even when I'm around partners, sometimes that was a trigger for me. So pretty much start paying attention to the things that are your triggers. As for flashback memories, what I did is always have some type of affirmation around me. It's simple that I am safe. But find, that worked for me. Find some affirmation to remind yourself when these memory comes that one, they're not real. You're not threatened. You're safe, because these triggers can make while the triggers are harmless, the memories, because the memories can be very intense, and it can make you feel like you're reliving the event. So it's very important to remind yourself that this event, it is not real, and I'm having a flashback of the traumatic event. On top of that, dropping an affirmation, I am safe. That's what worked for me. Again, find out what worked for you. I am safe. I got to remind myself that I am safe. This is a flashback memory. Another thing you can do is breathe. Breathing is one of the most, you see, outside today is one of the most comforting thing that anyone can do in any situation to engage your whole body, mind, body, and spirit, to be present of what's happening in that moment. So breathing is something that helped me when I was going through that traumatic flashback. So just breathe, maybe 1, 2, 3, and be aware of, you can distract yourself. I know, probably distract yourself, listen to some music or something. But definitely call out that is not real, and drop some affirmations in there, and also read about trauma. Read about it, look up what it is. I know a book that's really helping me right now is The Body Keep the Score, a mind, body, and spirit way to for trauma, and it's really helped me to understand myself and how trauma not only impact me but so many others. But learn about your body, learn about yourself, learn about things that impact, that trauma impact, or that impact us as people that experience trauma. Again, if you have any questions, my Instagram is Natasha_Dizoni, NATASHA_Dizoni, which is DEZONIE. And I'm still learning. We're all learning how to manage this thing called trauma because it's no joke and it impacts everyone. And it's the biggest thing that's impacting our community right now is traumatic events and how it's impacting our emotional state, how to be yourself and how to interact with others in a relationship. So that's my spill. Thank you anyone that listened and that joined me. And please subscribe and share. Have a great day.